Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Itai Levitan at Investing Live, looking at the Nasdaq E-mini futures. Currently 0.82% down, which is a bit untypically overly bearish for this time of hour. This is now 2300 hours in New York time, UTC -4. And already the 28th of July in Europe, where I am. And many times at Investing Live, we look at quite deeper professional analytical methodologies behind Trade Compass and other things, but I always like to look at orientation using many other charting softwares because markets do move in patterns, and some patterns can be very helpful as orientation. What do we have here? What I'm looking at from these two highs. These were the two double tops of the all-time high of the market. We have a line, and also here with 1, 2 touch points, and then over here this battle where price broke down. When price breaks down from an ascending channel, which is this blue channel, that's a bear flag. When it breaks down and sustains, here we had a bit of a fakie. That's only a wick on the daily candle, where I'm looking at the daily time frame, daily top chart. But here it finally broke down with this nice series of 5 bars. And so this is one big bearish signal. And of course, you don't really need that much because you already see that the market is going down. But it shows you that without the price going back into the channel, we are in that sense in bearish mode. Also, we have here an anchored VWAP. That's this purple line, and that's at about 28,572 right now. Price is well below it. Many times it fakes when it gets there. That's what we had here, these choppy cases, but then it finally broke down. So that's sign number 2 that we're in bearish. So another lower line in the sand between bears and bulls, meaning you can say, okay, so when can I get bullish? Then it needs to minimum close, not like a wick. We're here not closing, but a daily close above 28,560 or so. And also we have the two standard, the standard deviation, the upper and the lower standard deviation of the VWAP, that purple line. And this is just under the 27,000 round number, 26,780. That's where probably we're going, but let's take a bit of a spare. The 27,000 round number is the minimum target that I'm looking at. Does it have to go there? No. May I be wrong? Yes. Do you need to do your own research? Most definitely. This is what I'm looking at. 27,000. I wouldn't be being that hero saying, oh, we have this low of 27th of July. That low is at 27,939. We're about to take it out. Is there a long? There's probably going to be a long for scalpers once there's a pierce of that low. But the daily time frame doesn't show me anything about going long now, okay? And even if I go on a 4-hourly time frame, same, okay? So that was the overview that I'm looking at. We have earnings such as Alphabet and Meta and others. Nasdaq is hinting, don't be looking, sorry, Alphabet was already reported, of course, but Meta and others. Nasdaq is basically giving us a bit of a hint that there's probably more negative reactions to additional earnings coming out. This is how I interpret it. By the way, we also have from the low, one touch point, two touch points. We have this line where also we crossed down a bit of a fake your first battle, but on the second battle, we crossed it down. That's another change of trend from an uptrend to first a sideways until it steps back and stares and then broke down that anchored view up as mentioned. If you're thinking about, okay, let's go short, you can check out other content on Investing Live, perhaps for how to join that short. It may or may not appear. But I would say at about, if it retraces up, to go short, you need to find a local high. You don't just go short now, 27,940, because that's how you get knocked out by market makers and that sweep you liquidity and stop you out. Approximate maybe at 28,100 or 28,070. That's from a different chart, could be a place to consider shorting. But this is not a trading plan orientation. It's more where we may be going. And that's, I'm looking at 27,000, round number. Trade at your own risk, invest at your own risk, and do return to Investing Live for additional perspectives and added values. Thank you.